Hey, friends, I came here to give you your daily Bible readings in First Kings, and I noticed that chapter 19, the chapter we're doing tonight, is only 21 verses long. And they're not real long verses, so you know what that means? It means I got more time for Redneck Ramble. That's what that means. No, I don't have any redneck ramble. Yeah, I got some redneck ramble. I just remembered. Y'all look at my last video. It's like a video I never did before, and I'll probably never do again. It was cool. I was standing out on my own property watching the guys working next door. They got the house next door tore down, and they're loading it up bite by bite into a big dump truck, and the guy has a F-350 with a big trailer, a tilt trailer, hydraulic tilt trailer on the back of it that he's loading up. And then they go to the city landfill and dump it and come back and load them again. And he and I have been talking. He's going to do some work for me for free when he gets through. And I might not should publish that he's doing it for free, but he said he was. He's a good guy. His sister lives behind me. I never met this guy until just a couple or 3 days ago. He and I talked, and I don't know how he brought it up, but he said that the lady behind me was his sister. I thought, whoa, that's cool. But I like him. I like her husband a lot. He's the one that he and I always exchanging food that we cook. When he cooks, he brings me some, and when I cook, I take him some. And anyway, he asked me if I wanted to ride out to the landfill with him. I said, sure. So I hopped in his F-350 with him, and we took off. And I did a video of a lot of that trip. I think we were already at the what do you call it, landfill when I started recording, but I recorded all the rest of it and the ride back home. It was pretty fun. It's that's the first time I think I've been riding. Well, I know it is first time since I moved up here that I have ridden in a car with somebody else or in a vehicle with somebody else, because I'm always driving people around places they need to go, people that had their licenses revoked. So I'm always driving them around, but nobody ever drove me around until today. And it's a fun trip. Just, going to the dumps, not that fun, but just riding in a vehicle with somebody for a change as a passenger. That was fun. I enjoyed it. And, having somebody to talk to was nice too. Well, y'all, listen to me. I got a problem, a phone problem still. My phone problems don't seem to ever go away. Both my phones are on AT&T. My old phone, the one I'm talking on now, is the only one that works. My new phone, right here, it don't work. It turns on and off. It just doesn't do anything once it gets on. And it's about to drive me crazy. And trying to get help from AT&T is like talking to this cell paper. Nothing gets done. They got everything is AI, and you can't talk to them. They ask you what you want, and I tell them, and they say, okay, glad I could help. Is there anything else I can help you with? Over and over. And I said, yeah. Tell me why my phone's not working right. Glad I could help. Thank you for contacting us. Is there anything else I can help you with? and it's driving me flat crazy, y'all. I ain't lying. And now with this one, the one I'm talking on, I've been getting warnings for yesterday and all day today that this phone is going to be disconnected tomorrow because I hadn't paid. I have paid. I paid 3 or 4 times. This one I pay every month, and I've had this one for 3 years, I think. I bought this one right after I moved up here. I think I've had it about 3 years, and it's a pay as you go with AT&T. I forgot what they call it, but it's pay as you go with AT&T. I've always, or for a long time, I've dealt with AT&T. I like them, but I'm getting upset with them now. I paid them, and it said I didn't pay, so I paid them again, and it said I didn't pay, so I paid them again. I paid them 4 or 5 times this month, and it's still saying I didn't pay. And then I looked, all that money I paid is going to the new phone. And I talked to AI. I said, okay, I found the money I've been paying. It somehow went to the new phone. I don't know how, because I paid it on this phone when they asked for it. Somehow it got transferred to the new phone. And their response now is, oh, here's how you get a refund. I don't want a refund. I want it to be applied to this phone. I don't have time to do the refund thing, because if it goes back to my bank or back on my credit card, it's not going to be available immediately. It's going to take 3 or 4 or 5 or 100 days before it shows up on there. I need it immediately because I gave them all the money I had. I kept paying it over and over and over because it would never acknowledge my payment. And so I'd pay it again, and it still wouldn't acknowledge. So I'd pay it again, and I got I think it's $156 overpayment at my new phone now, and I didn't put it there. AT&T put it there, and I don't know why, because I paid it from this phone, responding to their request for money for this phone, because this phone here gets paid every month. Anyway, I'm probably going to get shut off tomorrow. They don't have a phone number where you can call and talk to somebody. I thought I found one today. I found a phone number and I called it, and it was AI. I don't want to talk to a computer. I want to talk to a person. Computers at AT&T don't help. Their computer, when you call it, the phone number that they gave me, it says, what can we help you with? You want to make a payment? You want to add a new line? Just questions like that. They don't give me a question that I want, and they won't let me talk to them. So I am just about, if I had any hair, I'd pull it out, but I don't have any hair, so don't have to worry about that. I got all this hair. I ain't gonna pull it out. I don't think it'll pull out anyway. It's pretty well attached. Oh goodness, y'all. So let me stop my redneck rant. I'm upset with AT&T. If this phone gets turned off and this phone doesn't work, I guess I don't get to talk to y'all anymore. And that ticks me off big time. I don't know what to do, y'all. I don't know what to do. Next payday, I'm broke now. I am flat broke. Next payday, I could go get another phone and put it on a different plan. But I'm just about, if I didn't need a phone and an internet connection to do my YouTube, I just stopped buying cell phones. I have had Samsung Galaxy phones ever since they came out, and I have never had a problem until this one, and now a brand new one that I've had, what, 2 weeks or so? Maybe not even 2 weeks. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to, I'm so ready for the rapture. I'm excited to stay here and share Jesus, but I want out of here so bad, y'all. I do. Oh, and I worked in my garden some more. It's ready for me tomorrow in the freezing cold. If it's not raining or snowing, I'll go out there and plant my onions. I got a bunch of straw I'll put on top of everything in case we get a light freeze or a frost or something. It'll be protected. I planted potatoes yesterday, and I worked that bed, the bigger bed for the. I don't like potatoes a whole lot. I like my own homegrown potatoes, but not enough to grow a lot of them. So I've got a small container for the potatoes. I've used it for 3 years, ever since I moved here. And it works good, and it gives me enough potatoes for several meals. I made potato soup one time last year with some of them. But anyway, the potatoes are planted. I need to water them because it was supposed to rain yesterday afternoon and last night, and so I didn't water them. And it didn't rain. And then it's supposed to rain this afternoon and tonight, so I didn't water them today. If it doesn't rain tonight, I'm going to have to water them tomorrow because I don't want them to dry up and shrivel away. The soil had some moisture in it when I planted them, so they're okay for a day or two, but not for much longer than that. I want those sprouts to pop up and grow, and they need water. And tomorrow I'll plant the onions, even if I have to plant them in the rain. I don't care. I have found out I do not melt in the rain. I know y'all are going to find that hard to believe, but I do not melt in the rain. All right, I think I've done enough redneck rant. And it's rant tonight, not ramble. Well, some of it was ramble. The garden part was ramble. The AT&T part, that was rant. And look at what I'm drinking, y'all. This nasty tea. I hate this stuff, but it was expensive. I got a 12 pack, and so I'm gonna finish it off. I'm gonna polish it off. I think this is the last one. I ain't gonna pour it down the sink. So I'm drinking this stuff. I don't like it, but I'm gonna try a different brand. They had, I think, 3 different brands of bottled iced tea. I'd never seen iced tea in a bottle before, but they got it, and I think they had 3 brands, maybe 4. And I picked this one because I like the pretty leaves and the pure leaf. I like that name. I sure don't like their tea. And that circle there is almost too big for my mouth. I can get my mouth around it, but if I try to drink it like that, it pours all over my mustache and goes up my nose and does all kind of stuff I don't like. So I'll put my mouth around the whole thing like that. Oh, that's nasty. Get a mouthful and then gag it down. All right, enough of my redneck stuff. Chapter 19 of where we at? 1 Kings. And y'all, this is some good stuff. I like Elijah. He's one of the people. There's a bunch of everybody in the Bible I want to talk to. Well, all of them that's going to be in heaven. I ain't going to go visit the other place, and a lot of them in the Bible is going to be down yonder. And the ones down yonder I didn't have any desire to go see anyway, but all of them that's going to be in heaven, I'm going to spend a couple of thousand years with each of them just chatting. Elijah's one of them. He's one of the first ones I'm going to see. Not the first one, but one of the first ones. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and withal how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belongeth to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree, and he requested for himself that he might die, and said, It is enough now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. Bam, y'all, I guess he told the Lord how he felt, huh? And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, Arise and eat. Y'all are sitting way over yonder in the next county again. Come over here. Come on over here. Get close to Daddy here, or Grandpa, or Uncle. Y'all give me all kind of names. Some Daddy, some Grandpa, some Uncle. At least you're not calling me sister or aunt. That's a good thing. You know what pronoun I go by, and it's not of a feminine variety. Oh, goodness. I go by the one that God gave me. That's what I go. And I forgot where I'm at. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time, and touched him, and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God. And he came thither, that word I like, thither and hither. He didn't come hither, he came thither this time, unto a cave, and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said unto him, What doest thou here, Elijah? Why, y'all, answer me this. Why does God ask questions? Because he knows everything. He knows their thoughts. He knows their minds. So why does he even ask questions? Well, right here he asked, he said, What doest thou here, Elijah? He knew what doest there, Elijah. He didn't have to ask him. And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. That sounds like some of Moses' prayers to God. Y'all ever notice that? I never thought about it till just now. And he said, Go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. Oh, I love this, y'all. Listen, open your ears. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. And it was so, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entering in of the cave. And behold, there came a man unto him and said, What doest thou here, Elijah? And Elijah said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with a sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the Lord said unto him, Go, return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus, and when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. And Jehu the son of Nimshi shalt thou appoint to be king over Israel, and Elisha the son of Shaphat, and Abel Mahola shalt thou appoint to be prophet in thy room. And it shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay, and him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha slay. Okay, that's not Elijah this time, it's Elisha. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which hath not kissed him. So he departed thence and found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him, and he with the 12th. And Elijah passed by him and cast his mantle upon him. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, Let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow thee. And he said unto him, Go back again, for what have I done to thee? And he returned back from him and took a yoke of oxen and slew them and boiled their flesh with the instruments of the oxen and gave unto the people, and they did eat. Then he arose and went after Elijah and ministered unto him. Ooh. I was looking to see how long chapter 20 was. I'm enjoying that so much I want to keep on reading, but it's a long one, so I'm done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Not that kind of done, no. I am fed up to here with problems. You know, when you work your rear end off all your life planning for your retirement, and then you retire when you're still in your 40s because you've done a good job of getting ready for retirement, and then all your plans just go berserk. And I've been able to deal with them pretty good until now. I'm getting tired of dealing with problems. I can't believe how much money I used to have that's all gone now. But that was several things, mostly ex-wives. The first one, she took me to the cleaners. I'm talking about major. She took me to the cleaners. I'm probably at fault. Well, I know I'm at fault. I was living in England at the time, and I knew the divorce was coming up. And I was too arrogant to fly back to the States, to fly back to Texas and attend my own divorce hearing. And the judge gave her everything, 100%, even my 401k and the savings. And the savings was huge. I'm talking about major huge. The divorce decree, actually what it said verbatim was, what was awarded to me is what was in my suitcase when I moved to England. And y'all, there wasn't much in my suitcase when I moved to England. And that's after 28 years of marriage and me flipping 26 houses and me working my rear off, getting a very decent salary. Had a huge, huge savings. I never would have had to work again until she did that. And I never built it back even close to what it was. I said it very arrogantly, I said, well, I made it all once, I can make it again. And then 3 or 4 months later, I was in a car accident that almost killed me and crippled me, paralyzed me from the waist down. I said, well, I reckon God doesn't want me to make it all over again. And I hadn't figured out how to do it from sitting on my butt at home. So I'm a po' boy now. But I'm happy except for my AT&T problems. I have been very happy. And when I'm out there working in that garden, even though my back is screaming at me with pain, I'm happy. I'm happy now, and my back is sitting right here. It's screaming at me. I don't know what's going on. You know, I had those four, I think, was it 4 discs replaced? I think 2 at a time. Well, I know it was at least 2 at a time. It might have been 4 at a time. I can't remember. But I had 2 operations getting disc replaced. And then I had 2 test operations testing whether killing a nerve would, or killing some nerves would ease some of my pain. and we figured out that it would. And so they did surgery and killed 6 of them. And the 6 incisions hurt, but that wasn't but 3 or 4 days, and then that pain went away, and I had pretty much no pain for a week or two, and now the pain's back again. So I don't know what's going on. I'm tired of pain. I'm tired of doctors. I'm tired of hospitals. I'm tired of everything. And now I've got my stupid phone problem. This started when? 2 months ago? This phone overheated, kept overheating over and over, and the back popped off because the battery swelled up so big. And everybody's telling me, don't use it, don't use it. It could explode in your face. And so I quit using it and bought a new one, a new Galaxy Samsung something or another at Walmart. And they tried, I went back to Walmart, which is a 45-minute drive one way. I went back over there 5 times trying to get that phone to work, and they never got it to work, so they gave me my money back. And then I bought this one from AT&T themselves online. They mailed it to me, and it doesn't work. And I got nobody to go to. And I call them, or I try to talk to them on Messenger or whatever it is, text messages, and it's all AI, and they don't know how to communicate. I tell them what's going on, and they can't. And now, this one that I'm on right here, this is a pay month-to-month phone, and it's running out. I got to pay it every month, and I have been. And now it's not accepting my payment. I mean, it's accepting my payment. It's just not acknowledging my payment. I've paid, it's $40 a month, and I've paid $156 or $160 or something, and it's like I'm not paying it anything. They're taking that money and putting it on this phone, and I'm not telling them to put it on this phone. Look, I can see myself in there. That's pretty cool. Let's turn it sideways. There you go. So I'm just frustrated, y'all. So this phone will probably get turned off tomorrow because they keep asking for payment, and every time I make a payment, they put it on that phone 4 or 5 times in the last 2 or 3 days. So I'm not gonna. I don't have any more to send them. I'm gone. My bank's empty. Well, it's not, but my part of it is. I'm done, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If any of you works for AT&T or knows somebody that does, tell them to please help me. I don't know what else to do. And I can't afford another phone until payday. I don't want to buy another phone. I got phones coming out my ears. I don't want any more. I want one that works. I prefer this one. I like that one. And it's still got a puffed out back. I just don't leave it on for long so it doesn't get hot. And when I charge it, I just charge it for like 30 minutes at a time, and then I unplug it and let it cool off, and then charge it for 30 more minutes. And it's a pain in the butt, but it doesn't get hot that way. So I'm done. It's probably getting hot with me flapping my jaws looking at it. So if we don't get raptured out of here tonight, I'll see y'all in the morning. If it's not turned off. If it's turned off, I reckon I'll see y'all in heaven someday. Just remember, this old bald-headed redneck loves y'all, appreciates y'all, and hopefully I'll be back on here tomorrow. Or no, hopefully we'll get raptured out of here tonight. And my second hopefully is that I'll be back here tomorrow. God bless y'all. Oh, and y'all get prayed for every day still. I do it. It's automatic. I don't even have to think about it anymore. And I thank God for that. I thank God for y'all. Y'all are my family. Y'all all I got. And I appreciate you. God bless you, friends.